Ladies and gentlemen, this is a pretty amazing day politically for President Trump and everyone around President Trump. This is Axios Scoop. FEC drops first of several election complaints against Trump. Actually, this is the second case it dropped. The first case was the hush money payment that was never against FEC regulations. Numerous FEC chairmen, well, one in particular, I should say, stated that if President Trump simply wanted to hide the business transaction with Stormy from his wife, like Bill Clinton, who lied under oath and committed perjury. Oh my goodness, what is? And then they say, oh, this is the end of the truth moment, post-truth moment. It's like you Democrats defended Bill Clinton for 30 years in all his indiscretions, in all the accusations, in all his lies, especially pertaining to the Oval Office. And then they said, oh my goodness, Trump, the hush money thing was not ever a violation. Nothing. And then Michael Cohen's testimony didn't even make the first impeachment, even though he testified prior to the first impeachment and flipped and sang on Trump. But that was the first FEC case to be dropped. This is the second FEC case. I'll read you. The Federal Election Commission has voted not to investigate allegations that Trump campaign representatives, including Donald Trump Jr., solicited illegal foreign assistance in 2016. That's because the Mueller probe found no evidence, but they say the evidence was insufficient. So the evidence was insufficient to charge anyone on campaign finance violations or colluding with Russia. The whole thing was fabricated and made up. It was not objective. And they almost certainly broke the law in trying to set up and frame an incoming candidate or an incoming president. The outgoing administration has never done this in American history. But here, the big picture, the commission, in a 3-3 vote on whether to probe presidential campaign finance violations surrounding an infamous meeting with two Russian nationals at Trump Tower during the 2016 campaign, they found nothing illegal. They found no collusion. If you want to talk about contacts, Russian contacts, as if that is this horrible thing, in a world 30 years removed from the fall of the Berlin Wall, look no further than Uranium One. Millions into a foundation run by Madam Secretary and her husband Bill from a company eventually owned by Putin. And then miraculously, a deal was allowed to go through. President Obama could have vetoed the deal, according to Snopes. He did not. Gee, perhaps that had something to do with the money from Uranium One. I don't know if that's the case, but there certainly is smoke and suspicion. Oh, that's right. You can't have suspicion if it's anything to do with Democrats. News of the vote came shortly. News of the vote came shortly after the FEC officially closed the file on another campaign matter, former President Trump's hush money payment to Stormy. The Daniels and Trump Tower cases are two in a large backlog of FEC complaints related to Trump and to a smaller degree Hillary Clinton's conduct during the 2016 campaign. Okay, number one, the FEC also has potential violations that could be leveled against AOC and her campaign. In that case, there actually is a transfer of money. There was no transfer of money with Trump. The business transaction between he and Stormy was just that, a business transaction that had nothing to do with the campaign. I don't think any vote would be altered if they found out that Trump was having an affair with Stormy. Hit subscribe to this channel right now because I'm going to give you context completely missing from mainstream coverage. And if you want to read my writing in The Hill, The Huffington Post, Salon, The Jerusalem Post, The Federalist, other publications, go to hagoodman.com to my new Patreons. Thank you. Your Patreon, ladies and gentlemen, your support is so important. And to my new Patreons, thank you very, very, very much. You can support my voice on Patreon on hagoodman.com or below in the description in the pinned comment. The commission is expected to announce votes on a number of those cases in the coming weeks, so he's 2-0 when it comes to, first of all, he was completely vindicated by the Mueller probe. Nobody was ever charged with collusion. The only people who were charged were ensnared and entrapped by very corrupt, biased, completely biased agents that stated, it's a tinfoil hat theory. You have to be a complete imbecile to believe that Trump worked with Russia because James Clapper said he did, or that he could have. Chuck Todd in 2017, was asked Chuck Todd asked James Clapper, do you have any direct evidence that Trump worked with Russia? And James Clapper said, I don't have any direct evidence. They purchased a dossier. Nobody was indicted on colluding with Russia. And now you have this case thrown out the window. This is also interesting because federal prosecutor overseeing Giuliani probe stepping down. You have Cy Vance in New York also, the district attorney, also stepping down eventually soon. The investigation of Trump is purely political. They think this man is, they have his tax returns. That was supposed to be the holy grail of corruption. Could you imagine if you got the 30,000 deleted emails from Clinton? How much classified intel would be there? She was found with top secret and special access program intelligence on servers running outside of the United States government. Could you imagine if Trump had that? Could you imagine if Trump said, well, I was just doing yoga and these were emails about wedding planning? Nobody would believe that. Could you imagine if Trump's foundation took millions from donations coming from everybody from Uranium One to countries and billionaires from around the world? Okay, there's two standards of reporting in journalism, and there's two standards of justice. Could you imagine if Trump's FBI director stated, you know what, gosh, if Christopher Wray said, gosh, we did find actual evidence, but we didn't find intent with Trump. That's the standard of justice that Democrats experience. Trump gets investigated because they don't have anything on him. So from a public relations perspective, they have to search for something. So they have to give the allure, and then everyone around Trump, Giuliani, he didn't register as a foreign agent. Well, neither did Hunter Biden. Even though you have his employers in Ukraine stating in an email that the New York Post published all his emails, or many of his emails. How can you use your influence on behalf of the company? But here, this is CNN. The link will be below as well. The chief of the public corruption unit at the Manhattan U.S. Attorney's Office, which is handling the criminal investigation of Rudy Giuliani. The criminal investigation, what did he do? It's a criminal probe into allegations that he committed a crime, or did he commit a crime? See, it's not difficult to prove or to at least accuse somebody of committing a crime if there's enough circumstantial evidence. They don't even have circumstantial evidence with Giuliani or Trump or anything to do with Trump Russia or anything to do with FEC with campaign finance violations, which is why the second case dropped today, and which is why the top prosecutor is stepping down at the end of the week to return to private practice. Why is he stepping down? The prosecutor was prosecuted at the office for 9 years, is set to be replaced as public corruption chief. Why is he being replaced? Why is he stepping down? So you mean to tell me that Giuliani is up to his eyeballs in criminality, and this is the biggest, most consequential case involving one of the closest associates of Trump, and the top prosecutor stepping down? This is after the FEC drops the second case pertaining to Trump because they didn't have any evidence of illegality. This is after the Southern District of New York has had his tax returns for now almost 3 months. What are they waiting for? Okay, Clinton, for example, had top secret intel on servers that were completely removed from the United States government. Numerous criminal violations, all swept under the rug. Biden's son has emails showing deliberate, overt pay-to-play schemes. Quid pro quo. It's in his own emails. I'm not making it up. Go to the New York Post. Very reputable publication. Go to James Comey if you don't think that what I'm saying about Clinton is accurate. James Comey, in his own speech justifying not indicting, stated, oh, yeah, other countries' adversaries probably hacked into those servers, and they had top secret intel and classified intel, and intel that was marked classified and classified when it was sent. Everything that Clinton lied about. They don't care. They just want something on Trump. And they can't find anything. The man's been in the public eye for like 30, 40 years now. And all of this criminality is just now, and they still can't find anything because they make up most of the allegations, or pretty much all of the allegations. Give me your thoughts. Why hasn't this man been indicted when the entire American political establishment is against him? Maybe because they're lying about Trump. Give me your thoughts below. Hit subscribe right now. Thank you.